In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others. And into this ring, he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life. One ring to rule them all.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies, Nursery Bullying host Leroy, aka
Whatever I say, y'all gotta do. Whatever I say, y'all gotta do.
That's all I can play before we get shut down.
Okay.
Host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Taters.
Here you go. Like I said, Eli, it will make sense in a second. Before we do that, we also have to give a shout out to our third co-host, the AI.
The Doombots. All
Yeah.
hail the Doombots.
Happy birthday, AI. August 28th just passed. So
29th.
29th, my fault. I'm getting my lore mixed up. Okay. Yeah, and we're back with the episode. We're gonna jump into it. Like I said, you saw the intro I just did there. Want to say rest in peace to Fatman Scoop. Like I said, want to just hit the high notes of it because, like I said, Fatman Scoop was a huge deal. Like I said, he was a DJ. I want to say in New York, but I don't know if he's in New York. But I know he was such a big deal. He was such a big personality that he was on Boondocks as Fatman Scoop, just playing himself. Yeah. Also want to say another thing because Fatman Scoop was so big that he helped make one of the biggest or most entertaining intros of any movie ever.
Yeah.
You got served. I
Oh,
don't care what anybody say. When I listen, it's like, what's your favorite intro of any movie in cinema? The Dark Knight? You know, she's like, no, you got served. Watch the beginning of that shit, just like you got Terminator and Predator, Eli. This my shit. I watched this movie on repeat. I can quote everything, know all the dance moves, everything. Like, especially the rain, the scene in the rain. That is cinema, Eli. Real cinema.
I will have to check this out.
You haven't seen You Got Served?
I'm sorry, no, man.
Man, I feel envious of you, Eli. That you get to experience this.
I get to know. I've yet.
Yeah, right. Boy, you're happy, you're true for you. Anyway, like I said, this is a comic book podcast. I know we just touched on hip hop a little bit because we're Fatman Scoop, but we're also touching on metal. Eli, can you name another podcast that will give you all of that in one complete package?
Not the way we do.
Not the way we do it. If you do it, please show me. Please tell me who they are. Who we got here? Yo, Jake, what it do?
Jake in the house.
Hey. Not always early or late, but he's always on time. All right. So anyway, I'm going to pass it to Eli because Eli wants to do a music review, which I don't know when he's ever done that on this podcast before. Like I said, I do it all the time for no reason whatsoever. But Eli wants to give us something, so I'm gonna let him just jump into it. And Eli, I don't even know how to start you off. I'm gonna just let you go.
Okay, yes, I am reviewing the band Oxygen Destroyer.
Now, before you get started, Eli, this is how I know I've been hanging around you too long. Because before you, if I heard the name Oxygen Destroyer for a band, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? But now I'm like, that's pretty clever.
You know what it is.
I know what it is. I didn't know what it was before then, but now I know what it is. So I'm like, that's pretty clever for a band name. Hold on.
Yeah. And that's why I decided to do a review. Like, why, we're a comic book podcast. We're nerds. We're a bunch of nerds and geeks and shit. And
when are we talking about country? Jake, did you miss the Beyonce review? Anyway.
Oh yeah, like you should have heard Leroy talk about Toby Keith, man.
Right. Oh yeah, man. I'm still sad about that. But
anyway. Anyways, Oxygen Destroyer. Yes. I got to see them the other night live. They came to Minneapolis. Me, Fat T, Izzy, we all went and checked them out. They put on a dope ass show. I bought their new album from them at the merch table, supporting the band, supporting local metal, supporting independent music, you know. And yeah, and it's this new album just dropped a few weeks ago. I've been into these guys for a few years now. And yeah, I saw them the other night, got their new album, gave it a listen. It's great. It's called Guardian of the Universe and Oxygen Destroyer. They are a death metal band but they call themselves kaiju metal.
Okay.
Because all they sing about, all their songs are about Godzilla and kaiju and giant monsters battling and destroying place. What's more metal than that, right? You know? So, yeah, I've been into these guys a few years. This is their third album, and they just keep getting better. They blend death metal, like old school death metal, with like thrash, but with a hint of black metal. The vocalist has a black metal vocal style. Now, as you remember, we talked about black metal a few months back when Kanye was dropping his new album and he was doing shit with Burzum.
Didn't do it. We thought he was going to do it, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, we thought he was going to release the first black metal album that would win a Grammy. But yeah, I mean, they mix old school death metal like Morbid Angel, Vader, that type of style, you know, Pestilence, and you know, Obituary style, old school death metal with thrash metal, particularly Germanic thrash, what they call plutonic thrash. Bands from around Germany, like Creator, Sodom, Destruction, Exhumer. I know I'm getting deep, y'all. I'm into metal. I know I'm bringing you all into the deep end of the pool. You know, we're not going to the shadow. I'm this out, you know, yeah. Keeping it real.
Deep.
Yeah,
right.
we're not, yeah, I'm not easing you in. I'm no Vaseline in this shit. So, so yeah, they mix thrash metal with death metal with a hint of black metal vocals. Black metal vocals tend to be a little bit more high pitched. Death metal is a bit more, those vocals are a bit more guttural and low, like, and black metal vocals are more high pitched, like shrieky, high pitched screams, like, yeah, like Smeagol, like my precious. So that's what you like. Death metal is like Cookie Monster. Black metal is Smeagol from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, that's the best way to break it down.
So yeah, so that's about their music style, but all their lyrics, it's all about kaiju, all about Godzilla and giant monster battles. This new album, Guardians of the Universe, is a concept album all about Gamera. So Gamera, as for those who don't know, is another kaiju monster. He's separate from Godzilla. So this is a different movie studio that created Gamera. They were trying to cash in on the Godzilla craze back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, so it's like Transformers and GoBots?
Basically, yes. It's like Marvel and DC. Yeah, Toho and whatever company. The Toho owned Godzilla. I can't remember the studio that owned Gamera, but Gamera was more geared for kids. You know, they were more that they really focused on the children audience, you know. So Gamera was its own separate universe, so with his own separate villains and characters and shit. But this new album by Oxygen Destroyer, it's about the trilogy, the Gamera trilogy that came out in the 90s. You know. And I gotta say, I'm not well versed in Gamera. I was more of a Godzilla fan. I've seen a handful of Gamera movies, you know, as a kid, and but I went back and I watched, you know, the Gamera trilogy this week. It's all on Tubi. Tubi's dope. They got everything.
Yeah, Tubi got everything.
All the Gamera movies are on Tubi. So I watched the 90s trilogy, you know, of Gamera, and they were pretty cool. I gotta say, the first one. He fights, was it Gaios, one of his arch enemies? He's kind of like a Rodan, a flying monster. He fights that guy. The second one, Legion, is this giant bug, and I gotta say that design was really cool. The giant insect that he fights. But the third movie, Revenge of Iris, I gotta say was really good. Like that was really a really cool movie. Not only just a a kaiju movie. It was a pretty cool flick. It's about this little girl whose parents die in a kaiju battle, you know, and she blames Gamera. She hates Gamera in that third movie, and she wants revenge on Gamera. She ends up finding an egg that hatches into this little cute monster that she kind of like has a pet monster for a while. But then it starts to grow and it starts to like feed off of her life force. Like they call it her mana. It starts like bonding with her. And then it starts to feed off of her hatred and her anger and her sadness and all her trauma, and then it ends up becoming this big giant kaiju beast and ends up fighting Gamma. And it was, like I said, that was a really cool flick. Not only just cool monster action, but I was into the human element as well. So I came out of that trilogy with a greater appreciation for Gamera. Like I said, I've never been much of a Gamera fan. It's not like I didn't like him. I just never connected with Gamera like I did Godzilla. I mean, because Gamera's weird. He's a giant turtle. He's a giant flying turtle with like somehow has rocket engines and spins like a flying saucer, shoots fire and energy beams. He's kind of weird, and I just never
explain it. But
I just never connected with Gamera like I did Godzilla. But I have a greater appreciation after watching those movies, and of course listening to the new Oxygen Destroyer album. And yeah, like I said, the album's pretty cool. I mean, for those who don't know, Oxygen Destroyer is the weapon used to kill Godzilla in the original Gojira movie.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also got to talk with the guy, with the vocalist. We were, me and a few other dudes, we were all nerding out about Godzilla movies and shit. We were like, I showed him my toy collection. He whipped out his phone and showed him his toy collection. And we just sort of nerded out, at the show. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I've been into these guys for a few years. I actually found them on a Godzilla like site. I was like a Godzilla page. I follow Godzilla pages, and I saw them. Hey, check out our new album. This was a couple years ago. We're kaiju metal, blah 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 blah. I checked them out. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are pretty sick, So yeah, I've been into them for a few years now. The new album's great. I got to see them play live the other night, and they can do it live. They can play. These guys were tight. They were on point. I mean, death metal for those uninitiated might sound like noise, but it's actually hard to play. It takes a great amount of skill to play death metal. The drummer blast beats. That's what I do. It takes a lot of practice. It's not easy. In my old age now, I got carpal tunnel and my hip injuries. I'm getting that those hip cramps that bicyclists get, from doing all my double bass kicks and shit, and playing guitar that fast, the tremolo notes, repeating and double picking like that. It's an acquired skill. It's not easy, And as far as the vocals, you might sound like screaming, but you can't do it like they do it. Beyonce and Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey and Pink, they can all sing, but none of them can do death metal vocals. And there's women who can do death metal vocals that can do the gutturals now. So yeah, show was awesome. The album's really cool. And yeah, I geeked out and watched Gamera movies this week. So yeah, that's my spiel on Oxygen Destroyer. If you're into death metal, check them out. Oxygen Destroyer. They got a Bandcamp. They're on Facebook. They're on Spotify. They sing about Godzilla movies. Their name comes from a Godzilla movie. They actually have a song where they totally shit on the American Godzilla movie from 1998.
Oh damn. Okay.
The song's called "Death to the False King." So yeah, they're total nerds, and I was like, you know what? We're a comic book podcast. We're a bunch of nerds. Here's some nerd metal. They call themselves kaiju metal, which sounds pretty dumb, and it is. But like I said, metalheads are basically a bunch of nerds. It's the Big Bang Theory with long hair. They're all Dungeons and Dragons geeks. So yeah, Oxygen Destroyer. Check them out.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Plus, I'm just glad we get to talk about music we like. The internet seems to be flooded with music they hate. Oh, I hate this artist. This artist sucks. Let me share their link to it. Why are you sharing the link? Why are you talking about it? Find people you like and talk about them. So that makes the world go better. So yeah. Let's check some of these comments. Let's see here. Who is this guy? Who is this?
Hi.
A new listener?
Hi, John Paul.
Hi.
Or is he saying hey?
Or hey, or hell?
Or ho?
Hi ho. Okay, let's see. Jake, what we got here? Damn, 80% of your face is forehead. Yeah, thanks. All right, so is this Frankie? Frankie, what up?
Frankie, hey, what up?
Yeah, what up?
He's in the
Y'all
house.
talking about the new Crow movie yet? No, and we won't either. Sorry. Oh yeah. So it was. Oh yeah, this one, Jake, right here. This podcast is sponsored by Tubi. I wish.
Yeah, no shit.
If there was ever a podcast
Pay
that was
us,
sponsored
man.
by Tubi, it will be this one. So yeah.
That's
All
what we
right.
need. We need to be one of these podcasts that makes money.
Right. Just get sponsored by somebody, anybody.
Yeah, man. We got what we got to do. And right now we got to do our sponsor, and we got to do a
Right. Just
commercial and
stop
shit.
everything and just do this.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't have. We've been doing this for like almost 10 years now. We
Damn near,
should.
yeah. Hey, anybody else to listen to this? Y'all want us to sponsor? Just pay us to just talk about some bullshit you got going on. Let us know. We'll stop the podcast for a second and just broadcast your bullshit.
Yeah.
I know that was a terrible advertisement to get sponsors, but who cares? All right. That being said, we'll do the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the thumbnail, the thing people are here to talk about. Now, like I said, Eli just did a deep dive on death metal, Gamera, Godzilla. I'm not doing that. And like I said, I'm going to do Lord of the Rings. We're going to talk about Lord of the Rings for a second. You've seen the thing right there. Rings of Power, like I said, they came out with season 2 on Amazon Prime. It's their number one thing they got going on right now. It's the big thing. And I didn't go to the movies and watch the thing. So I'm like, since I got it home and they dropped 3 episodes, that's enough to talk about, on a podcast. Now, I did kind of sort of watch season 1. Or better yet, season 1 watched me. I'll be honest with you, I checked out of that one. But
I never finished season 1. I only watched like maybe 3 episodes. Those episodes are long.
Right. Now, Eli, does it count if you just let the episode play and you're not paying attention? Does it count as you finishing it?
Well, it gives them ratings, so they might as well.
Might as well. So that's what I did with season 1 of Ring of Power. It watched me. I didn't watch it.
You were doing your laundry.
I was doing my laundry, the back door, my taxes, stuff like that. Playing other video games, but watching that shit. So yeah. So like I said, so this is not because I am not a Tolkienite. What do they call them? Those people?
I don't know.
Really the Lord of the Rings? I don't know.
Token files. I don't know.
Maybe I should have said token, but anyway. Now I just thought about what they mean. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to just talk about Lord of the Rings, about what I got from somebody that's not into this shit, what they got from the second season that kind of paid attention to the first season. So what do I think about this show in general? I'll even talk about the first season from the second season. Eli, I think, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this also. I think it's the prettiest looking show on streaming. Like of any streaming show, I think it's the prettiest looking show. Like I think so. I think they put money behind this show.
Well, they Amazon paid out their ass to get this shit.
Yeah, I mean, what Jeff Bezos like a zillionaire, some shit like that. So of course he's gonna spend money on this. So yes, the show looks beautiful. I think the money is on the screen, the costumes, all the shit like that, top notch like that. However, I don't really care about the show or the acting or the plot or anything like that. It's just like, I don't care about any of this shit, man. They're just talking, and I guess they're into it. That's it like that. But that's how I felt about season 1. Now, Eli, I'll be honest with you. I think I'm a little bit more into season 2. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason I think I'm a little bit more into season 2, because season 2 is a little bit more Lord of the Ringsy, if that makes any sense. Like the first show, like the first season just felt like shit, just Dungeons and Dragons or some sword and sorcery shit. And every now and then some Lord of the Rings shit pop up. But this actually had Lord of the Rings shit in it. For instance, in a Lord of the Rings show, this season actually has rings.
Rings, huh?
Yeah. Like the show is called Rings of Power. They actually have rings of power, rings that have power on them. So that's an improvement. That's a step up. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Like we actually have a story here somewhere. Oh, what else? Okay. Now, and they promised us season 2, we're going to get Sauron. Now, we all know Sauron. Eli, obviously, you know Sauron. You don't know
yeah.
The big evil dude, the Prince of Darkness, the most.
He's the one who forged the ring.
Forged the ring. Yeah, he's the one supposed to be the most evil dude in fiction, all the shit like that. We all know Sauron. Like, like Lord of the Rings, you're like, that's the guy. So they gave us Sauron, Eli, and guess what he looks like in season 2? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I knew he was like a human, like
Was he?
or
See,
a
I
wizard
didn't
or
see.
whatever.
I told you knew more about this shit than I did.
Yeah. Okay.
So when the dude just walk around like I'm Sauron, they're like no, you're not. But
Okay.
I'm expecting this when you tell me I'm going to see Sauron, not this. Now I understand that if you into this shit and you expected, oh, this is lore, this is canonical, and all this bullshit like that. Okay, cool. It just threw me off. This it. But guess what, Eli? He does transform. He does have a
Okay.
transformation in this season, and he
Okay.
transformed into this.
An elf?
I
Looks
guess.
like an elf.
Yeah, I guess some elf. Yeah, so he's just stupid, sexy Sauron in this shit like that. So he just walk around like that. I'm like, I don't want the sexy shit. Give me evil Prince of Darkness. That's what I
Yeah.
came to see. Not
Dungeons and Dragons Vader.
bisexual
Yeah.
Sauron. It's like that. Yeah. So, but hey, I'm on the forums. I'm on Twitter and shit like that. Kind of like because it's throwing me off. And they're like, yes, they done it. This is canonical and accurate. I'm like, okay. Frankie, hopefully Frankie knows some shit about this because like I said, it's throwing me off because I'm lost to it.
Oh, he's still talking about the Crow.
Oh, the Crow. We're not talking about the Crow. Anyway, if y'all not watched what episode, is it worth it? Well, that's what we're talking about. We're actually like the worst. Now that's the thing. Oh, not only that, I'm gonna get a little bit deep into it. Like I said, so you got sexy Sauron, but they also throw some other shit in there. Also, they also throw Gandalf in it, even though he's not Gandalf. But
Is that not is that the dude? Is it so? Was that Gandalf? Because
that's Gandalf, but they're not saying it's Gandalf.
Okay, because like in the first season, I only watched like a few episodes. I never finished the first season, but there was like a wizard. We were just, is it Gandalf? Is it Saruman? We didn't know which, but then people were saying, well, it can't be Gandalf because this isn't from his time and blah 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 blah. So no one really knew who that guy was, and then I never finished the season. So I never found out.
So maybe it's not Gandalf. Maybe because they never said it's Gandalf. All the scenes thing. He's got amnesia.
Yeah.
He
fell from magic. He fell from the sky and like the hobbits or whatever. And those aren't really hobbits. It's pre-hobbit. It's before the hobbits were like
I'm so
a thing.
fucking confused on this show. Eli,
Yeah.
I thought I knew what was going on until I started talking to you. Now I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I remember from watching the first season. Like I was into it. I thought it was fine, but like I fell behind. And those episodes are like an hour and a half. It's like watching a movie every week.
Yeah, they're
like
long
once
as fuck. They are.
Yeah. Once I fell behind, I was like, I'm 3-4 episodes behind. That's like 8 hours. I ain't got time.
Eli, you should have did what I did. Just play the shit in the background, not pay attention to it.
Put it on and go mow the lawn and shit.
Right. That way you can claim you watched it even though you didn't watch it. So yeah. So anyway, these first 3 episodes, I do feel like I'm more engaged in the episode because like even the theme song feels Lord of the Ringsy. Who was the guy that did the soundtrack of this? I can't remember the soundtrack. It's some famous guy. Whatever.
I don't know.
But it's got that that shit. Okay, so I'm like, okay, it feels like Lord of the Rings. It ain't exactly that, but it feels like that. So it's like they're putting the pieces together. But like the first season, the pieces were so far together. I like this. Don't even recognize. I don't recognize any of this shit. This shit. I'm like, okay, I recognize some stuff. I recognize that elf. They finally got rings. One ring goes invisible. One ring does this shit. That made me not be Gandalf. Sexy Sauron. Orcs are in this.
Oh yeah. Well, there was that one, or like one of them episodes, like from last year, was almost like a slasher movie, because like an orc came through a tunnel, or whatever, and was like killing the village, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I might have fell asleep on this scene. I see. That's why I should have watched it. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's all I think. So, and I put like this for the first 3 episodes, I am engaged. I put like that. I am engaged. That's all.
So it's starting to connect because all I remember is it had young Galadriel, and then young Elrond,
and he's in it. They're both in it. Yeah,
and that's all I remember as far as like connecting to, the lore.
Right, and everything else just new people like that. So they're back.
Yeah.
They're back. They got their own storylines, stuff like that. They're doing stuff, and they got this big plan because they were trying to tell. I'm not thinking all this shit. Anyway, the point is, the dots are starting to connect. So if you are a fan of the movies of Lord of the Rings, you're like, oh, okay. So it's got it's holding my attention enough that I'm kind of waiting for the 4th episode. Like, okay, let me see where you go with this.
So it sounds like season 1 was all set up.
Yeah,
And
season one
now
was all set up. Yeah,
and now they're connecting to the remember the Wu-Tang show? Remember the first season?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
where
like
everybody was all over
none of their
here
music was in it. Like no,
right,
like Ghost and Ray were beefing, trying to kill each other. Like
right.
they were doing Prince Rakim's fucking shitty songs and Come Do Me and like, where's the Wu-Tang shit?
Right, like how is this shit connecting? And then the
Yeah.
second season, it slowly started.
Yeah, it ends with them finally getting together, and then second season was now it's the Wu-Tang Clan, and yeah, now we hear the songs, and yeah, that's what we came for.
Right, and I feel like this in the first 3 episodes, I can see. Okay, I can finally starting to see where this might be going. Okay, and that's what's getting me. Okay, I'll check out the 4th episode. You haven't lost me. I'll actually pay attention this time. Let's see where it goes. So hold on, let me see what Frankie got here. Oh man, don't get me started on that Wu-Tang series. That was like who didn't? I'm trying to think. Didn't some Wu-Tang members didn't like the Wu-Tang show too?
Yeah, like I know. Well, a couple of them, like Inspector Deck wasn't in it. Like, wasn't in it as much, and they
like guy was just completely cut out, right?
But he was in it like a little bit.
Okay,
there was some stuff with him in it, but it was mainly RZA's story. It was all from RZA's perspective,
Right. I mean, same thing with NWA. Like the people that weren't in NWA, they got pissed off about that movie.
Oh yeah, MC Ren was pissed.
MC Ren was pissed because basically Dr. Dre and Ice Cube were basically damn superheroes in that movie. So because obviously they bankrolled the movie and directed it, so shit. So of course. All right. Hold on. Let me get this. I'm gonna throw it back to you. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. What Frankie got. Method Man and Ghostface didn't condone it. Really? They didn't? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So that's all I gotta say. Engaged. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say with it right now.
So this is your review from a non-Lord of the Rings fan.
From a non-Lord, so don't think I'm finna come in here talking about from the 7 seas and blah blah blah. No, this all I know about this shit. So, and talking to Eli, I know even less than what I thought I knew going into this. So yeah. All right. So that's all I got. I'm gonna check out 4th episode. We'll go from there. Eli, I'm gonna throw it to you because you also watched the TV show.
Yeah, I did. I watched the TV show.
Okay.
I watched the Netflix Terminator anime. Terminator Zero. I thought it was pretty cool. In the end, I thought it was pretty cool. It's slow to start. It was slow to get going, but it got better as it went along.
Eli, I'll be honest, before you get started, I'm gonna let you know I tried because you told me you were gonna watch it, so I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it. I don't have ADHD. I don't think I do, but I tried to get into it. And I was like, it couldn't hold my attention at all. I started to phase out doing
the first few episodes are a little of a slow burn, and it's the same shit. It's the same shit I keep complaining about this series. It's the same movies. They're making the same movie over and over. The Terminator or the machines send a Terminator back in time to kill whoever. The Resistance sends someone to protect them, and it takes place in modern times, and that's what we have. I want the future war. They tried to make a future war movie, the one with Christian Bale, but they totally fucked it up by throwing giant robots, and it was basically a shitty Transformers movie, which is pretty impressive because all the Transformers movies suck, and to make a shitty Transformers movie, that takes some kind of special talent. They make a
controversial opinion, Eli. I wish they would have kept the original ending of that movie.
The original what?
The original ending of that movie.
Of the
shit you just talked about.
The future one? I don't even remember that. I don't even remember.
Okay, so the original ending, how they wanted to go, they were going to kill John Connor.
Okay.
Yeah, and replace him with a Terminator.
Okay, that's what they were doing, wasn't it? Wasn't it Sam Worthington or something?
They can't. No, because Sam Worthington was whatever the fuck. But yeah, I think that's what they were going to do. They were going to, like Sam Worthington, he was going to pretend to be John Connor or become John Connor or clone himself as John Connor or some shit like that. But anyway, the point was they were going to have it where John Connor was going to be a Terminator. He led the resistance. That's how he knew so much shit about them. That's how he beat Skynet, and that's what it's going to be. They were trying to do that. But then somebody backed up and changed. I was like, come on, man, show some balls, man. Do that.
Yeah.
I know it's going to piss people off. I don't care. Do it.
Yeah. Well, and all they need to do is have robot skeletons with laser guns. That's all we need. Instead, they have these big, giant, like fucking Power Ranger bots and shit, and motorcycle robots, and like I said, it's so simple. Just give us skeletons with laser guns, robot skeletons with laser guns. That's all we know.
Jake, Eli will let you pass the comments. You better be thank God that Gomer isn't on this podcast.
Oh yeah. So those movies are all your fault.
Yeah, he would raise hell right now if he saw that comment.
Yeah, we'll blame it all on Jake.
Hold on. I think Frankie liked the Terminator. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Frank, I did dig on it. In the end, like I said, it's a slow start, but it got better towards the end. And like I said, my main gripe is it is just like every other. Let's go back in time to kill somebody, and then let's bring somebody else back and protect them. It's like every other Terminator movie. But I did get into it, And another thing is because I started to figure out some things too. I started figuring out. So basically, this series takes place in Japan. We have a dude who builds an AI, different from Skynet, and he's trying to stop Skynet from launching the nukes on Judgment Day, which is August 29th, whatever, 97. He's trying to prevent that. So he built this other computer AI to sort of defend against Skynet. Meanwhile, back in the future, the machines send a Terminator back to go kill him, and then the Resistance send a woman to protect him. So that's basically the show. He's trying to develop this AI. Meanwhile, the Terminator is looking for his kids. We have the time traveling protector trying to find the kids, and that's basically the series. And because I've seen all these movies, I found it a little bit predictable. I figured out that dude was from spoilers. He was from the future. I figured out that the babysitter was a robot. I watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles. This show totally reminded me of the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Everything you're saying sounds like the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Remember that TV show with Summer Glau or some shit? But
the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which the first season
90-pound Terminator that was whooping everybody's ass.
Yeah. I thought the first season was dope, and the second season wasn't. And then they canceled it.
That's smoke. Yeah, and then they canceled it too.
But yeah, this show, this anime reminded me of the Sarah Connor Chronicles a lot. So I was like kind of figuring it out. I found a lot of shit predictable. I was thinking that the chick from the future was going to turn out to be dude's wife or something. It turned out to be his mom. So I said, I figured out a bunch of shit because I've been watching these movies for fucking 40 years. So
was he in love with her or some shit? I thought.
Who's that?
His mom wasn't in love with the chick that turned out to be his mom or some shit.
No.
Like I said, I was halfway paying attention, so I thought she was a robot the whole time. So she was his robot mom, or she was a mom that was a robot.
The babysitter turned out to be a robot that he actually made. He actually built her.
Oh, okay. So who was it? Okay.
And then, but the woman who went back in time, I knew he was going to be related to her somehow.
See, I was so checked out. I thought they were the same person. I'm sorry.
And it turned out to be his mother.
Okay. But they weren't in love with each other.
No,
okay.
no.
So it's not that type of okay. It's not Back to the Future. Okay, all right.
This is a community.
I am my own grandfather.
This ain't Inspector Spacetime. If we don't have sex, we're gonna destroy the universe.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. But no, like I said, it reminded me of shit I've seen before. I found it a bit predictable, but the animation was really cool. The action was really cool. It was really brutal and violent. And the plot was pretty well done. Like I said, I was into what was going on. And like I said, as it kept going, by the fourth episode, I was pretty much hooked, And yeah, the soundtrack was cool. And yeah, I was digging on it, you know. Yeah, my main gripe is it just sort of followed that same, you know, same old time travel story. That's pretty much my only gripe. You know, it followed the plot of every other movie, every other Terminator movie. I found the most interesting parts is when dude is talking to the AI and like trying to like convince the AI to save humanity, and the AI is like, why should I save humanity? And so it raises those existential questions that all those robotic movies sort of bring up, you know, like The Matrix,
like humanity be better without humanity.
Yeah, Blade Runner, you know, Isaac Asimov, iRobot, you know, or Ultron, the Vision and Ultron say the same shit, you know.
Oh yeah, for those who don't know, they're making that show, Vision Ultron. So
so yeah, those were the most interesting scenes to me. You know, those existential philosophical questions of, you know, what's the purpose of humanity? And she's like, you know, why should I save humanity? Humanity is humans just destroy themselves. You know, you know why? You know, you haven't given me a reason why I should save humanity. So those are the most interesting like scenes for me. But yeah, like in the end, I really dug on it. You know, like I said, it was a slow start, but I was pretty much into it at the end. I wasn't like driven until the last episode. Like the last two episodes, I wasn't, you know how you're watching a show and like, oh God, I got to watch the next episode right away. I didn't feel that with this, you know. So this took me a few days to get through until the last two episodes. Okay, I got to see what happens, you know. But other than that, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I've been, like I said, I'm old school. I've been into the original Terminator is one of my favorite movies of all time. It came out when I was a kid, 84. It was a year after Return of the Jedi. So I was a Star Wars kid. And for those, to put it in perspective, in 1983, Return of the Jedi came out and Star Wars ended. There was no more Star Wars after that. It ain't like today where we got an abundance of Star Wars crap that everyone bitches about. No, Return of the Jedi came out and it was it. Star Wars was done. We thought it was over. So a year later, when Terminator comes out, it was everything a kid like me going through Star Wars withdrawals wanted. You know, sci-fi, robot skeletons shooting lasers and shit, and brutal and violent. You know, I love that first Terminator. It's like a slasher movie. The first Terminator movie was like a slasher movie. You know, I like the first one better than Terminator 2 because I like Arnold as a villain. I like Schwarzenegger as the bad guy. And yes, I like Judgment Day 2. That's a fun movie. It's got great effects. You know, it's a pillar of CGI, you know. And as cool as the T-1000 is, I think the T-1000 ruined the franchise because we went from robot skeletons shooting lasers to morphing blobs of crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why the rest of the Terminator movies suck. You know? But, you know, I still like Judgment Day. Judgment Day is really cool. The T-1000 was a great villain, and no one talks about it. No one ever does a deep dive in that the T-1000 disguised himself as a cop.
I think I've heard some discussion about that before, but you're right. No, not too much, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
because remember at the time back in when that movie came out, 92,
90, 91, 92, yeah.
91, 92, we trusted the police. I think this is before Ice Cube.
This is before Rodney King, like before we saw Rodney King shit.
Before Ice Cube fucked the police, before all that. So we trusted the police.
Yeah. So ahead of its time. But no, like I said, I you know, love the first two movies. And I gotta say, this anime is probably one of the best things the Terminator series ever done. We've had.
Wow.
You know,
okay.
So
we need. Hold up. I'm gonna say exactly how you imagine your head, Frankie. We need sharks with freaking laser beams attached to the series. Shout out Austin Powers, but anyway. Yeah, but
yeah, I think that didn't they have that shit in that one future movie? Weren't they in submarines and shit in that one Christian Bale movie and shit?
No, I think you're thinking about that shark movie with Jason Statham.
The Meg or whatever.
Megalodon, the Meg, yeah.
No, I thought they went to. There was like people in submarines in that Christian Bale movie.
I'll be honest, I barely remember that movie, Eli.
Yeah, well, that movie. Well, yeah, neither.
Honestly, I don't think it's as
the
bad
movie
as
sucked.
everybody.
That's why.
I don't think the movie's as bad as everybody's saying it is. I just don't remember it. I don't know why. Just
I haven't had a serious commentary in 20 years and I'm 30. Yeah. Well, check it out. Like if you there is a great deal of fan service in that show. And yeah, if again, they're rebooting everything. The Alien and what do we talk about? The Killer. All these reboots. If you never grew up on the shit like my old ass did, you probably will dig it more. Shout
out to all you maniacs that joined in on our Killer podcast last week. I don't know why that crazy ass episode did numbers, but
yeah. Like I could see it, kids that are into anime digging on the show a lot.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a bit predictable. I knew where it was going. I figured out all the big surprises and plot twists and shit. But it was still pretty cool. And just to see like a good Terminator show, a good Terminator content for once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm
yeah,
gonna try again, but I think I only got 1 or 2 days left of my Netflix subscription.
Well, like I said, by episode like 3 or 4, it starts to pick up and get really good.
So I'm gonna try to watch it again. That way I don't have to worry about renewing my subscription. I'll just let that shit just lapse. So
and they're only like a half hour. So
that's good. That's not like Lord of the Rings, an hour and a half.
Yeah, you've got to watch a movie.
You are committed to this shit. So
yeah. So
comic bullies and comic book
and camel toes. Comic book boobs and camel toes.
Oh,
that's
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Big smelly camel toes all over your head. Moose knuckles, son.
Right. All right. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Where, I don't even know. Oh, I know I'm going.
Oh, 3.5 out of 5. That's my rating.
3.5 out of 5. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't give a rating on Lord of the Rings. It's just I paid attention. There you go. That's my rating. So, yeah. All right, Eli, are you ready for the next one? I know what I want to do next.
All right.
Okay, now, like I said, the biggest movie of the year was everybody was excited for. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I saw it. Oh, I saw it.
What?
I did. I finally saw it.
Cool. All right.
Twice now. I watched it twice now.
What? You saw it more times than I did. Okay. All right. So, like I said, you saw the movie. I saw the movie. Everybody saw the movie. It's the biggest movie of the year, stuff like that. But we can all agree that this was some kiddie shit. This was baby shit. Now it's time for the real movie to come out this year. Boom. Sonic 3.
Oh.
This is the real shit coming up right here. This is where men show up to watch movies now. Now, here's the thing about Sonic 3, why I'm so excited about this movie, because like I said, he's fighting Shadow. This is the big thing right here. But also the funny thing about this movie is that Shadow is being played by Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. Now, here's why this is such a big deal, because Keanu Reeves turned down The Acolyte. He turned down Star Wars The Acolyte to play Shadow the Hedgehog.
Even he read the script and said, "Nah, this shit's
They're like, no. I'd rather be in a video game movie. That's okay like that." Not only this is going to be Jim Carrey's last movie. He's retiring after this. He's done. This is his last performance he's ever going to do in this movie. Not only that, you got Idris Elba playing Knuckles. So you know what that equals, Eli? Real cinema. They're giving it to us.
It's a star-studded. It's A-listers. This is an A-lister movie.
Cast. Yes, it's an A-lister cast. Not only that, on the same day, and this you're gonna get a kick out of this, Eli. Not only this, on the same day this movie drops, another movie drops the same day. Boom, Mufasa. The Lion King 2 drops on the same day.
Is this a prequel?
It's a prequel. But here's the thing: people are pissed because they're retconning shit in this movie. So apparently, I know you haven't seen Lion King and stuff like that, but anyway,
I've seen a cartoon one, yeah.
The cartoon one. Okay, so they're retconning it where the King Mufasa, he was the stepkid.
Okay.
And he took over and became the king, and that's why Scar. So they're painting Scar, the evil one in the lion, anyway. He's the hero now.
Oh.
So people are pissed. They're like, fuck.
So
this
Scar's
movie.
like Loki now.
Yes, he's Loki. No, Mufasa's like Loki.
Oh, I mean, like how like Loki was jealous of Thor.
Yeah, Loki was jealous, but he's in the right. He's actually the real king, and he brought him in, and now he can take it. So people like, fuck that movie. They're retconning my favorite movie. Give me Sonic 3. Give me the epic trilogy to this video game movie.
Well, the Sonic movies are pretty fun. I gotta say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But and not only that, but wait, it gets more. Okay, so the guy that did the visual animation for the Shadow the Hedgehog video game is directing this movie.
Okay.
They gave him the movie to do it. They're going all out with this shit. So yeah. All right, hold on, let me see. So that's like Bambi's mom. So, it really is like why would you do that? But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So Eli, they go all out. And plus, Shannon, I read up on some shit. Apparently, like Shadow the Hedgehog had like the most fucked up origins like that, like the scientist's daughter gets shot or some shit, and that's why he wants revenge. So I don't know if they're gonna do that in this movie and like that, but that would be pretty fucking dark. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've enjoyed the Sonic movies for what they were.
Yeah,
and like it's kind of sad when Sonic has better Speed Force effects than the Flash movie.
Right, the Flash, right. They're going all out with this.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, that was my video game section. I forgot to put that in there. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. So can we move to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Let's jump into it. Okay, like I said, this is the comic book bullies. We were talking about comic books. We're gonna jump into it, and it was a very like week. So Eli, let's just jump into our book of the week right now. Let's just get it out the way.
Right.
For those that are not in the know, that haven't been up to speed of what's going on, or streets ahead. That's the second community reference we made on here. We're gonna talk about
Pop.
third reference. Okay. Alien versus Avengers #1. We're gonna talk about, like I said, we talked about Predator versus Black Panther last week. And honestly, Eli, I was gonna skip this week. I was gonna be like Aliens versus Avengers, whatever.
So was I. I was like,
skip it.
I was like, eh. And then I saw who wrote it.
And right, I didn't know who wrote it. I was like, oh, wait, Jonathan Hickman wrote this?
I'm like,
okay.
What? Okay.
And then everybody like in our circle started talking about it, like, oh, you got to read this. You got to read this. I'm like, why? It's Avengers versus Aliens. Why are we reading this shit? All they gonna do is just take an old Brew comic from the 70s, just redo that shit.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't.
No.
they okay, that's what I'm saying. So hold on, let's see what we got here. Don't worry, we're gonna jump into it. I need to know details. Well, Frankie, you came to the right motherfucking place. Because here's the thing. So in this podcast, you got two guys here. You got one guy that knows a good bit about the Avengers, and one guy that knows all about the aliens. So we're just gonna tag team this shit and just jump into it. So let's just start with it. Go to it. Bam. Let's go to it. So let's start with Alien vs. Predator. So the book starts off in the middle of it. We have a spaceship that kind of like the Enterprise, but not the Enterprise. I think the one look like the Enterprise. Anyway, let's keep going with it. And you have a Kree soldier getting experimented on. And you got an alien
face hugger.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out with this shit. Okay.
Yeah, the face hugger.
All right. Face hugger. And you have two Shi'ar experimenting on the Kree. And what are they doing? They're experimenting on different aliens. They've experimented on 5 aliens so far. One of them is the Kree, and it didn't take. But they're saying 4 out of 5 of the aliens we did it on, it actually worked. And I'm gonna go down the road the aliens they did. So one of them they named is the Strontians, and they said the facehugger stuck to them. That shit, honestly, Eli, that shit scared me because you know if I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's not a large Mars thing. It concerned me. I put it like that.
Okay.
For those who don't know who the Strontians are, everybody knows who Gladiator is. Gladiator, basically the blue version of Superman in Marvel, he's a Strontian. So if the facehuggers can attach to his race, it's a fucking problem. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the aliens can kind of take on attributes of their host. That was established in Alien 3 when it was running on all fours. It came out of a dog. Well, in the theatrical version, it comes out of a dog. In the director's cut, which is a superior version, it comes out of a cow, which is a better version. But yeah, that's why the alien is running on all fours in Alien 3. So.
Okay. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, there's 2 races we got down there. We got the Katati. Like I said, if you don't know who Katati is, it's like some plant creatures the Kree killed. Yeah. And they came back and raised hell and shit like that. We talked about them like 5 years ago or some shit, maybe longer than that. Point was they took to them, but they're plant people, so they suck. Dabari May who they are, I may have forgot them, doesn't really matter. And the fifth race, now the fifth race is the Skrulls.
Yes, that's the one that concerns me.
Yeah, and they said, they said the scroll, it took to the Skrulls more than anybody else. But the thing about the Skrulls is that the Skrulls don't have a home world. So those who don't know why the Skrulls don't have a home world, because Galactus ate it. That's why. So they're just like, and I like how they said the diaspora, because they're just all over the universe, just basically refugees. So they're like, it's so few Skrulls that we can't really use them. We don't have a home world, so we can't use them anything. Meanwhile, while they're doing all that, they get, we're getting attacked by somebody. Who we're getting attacked by? And bam, Wakandans. Okay, this I gotta explain because I know a lot of y'all have only seen Black Panther 1 and 2 and Wakanda Forever and have no idea why the fuck Wakanda's in space. This actually was a big deal in the comics. The Wakandans have their own galactic empire that rivals the Shi'ar, the Kree, everybody else. And yeah, that's going on. So that
was Coach, right?
That was Coach. That was his whole thing. Now the thing about the Wakanda Galactic Empire, once Coach left, everybody, other rapper tried to sweep that shit under the rug. Like, let's pretend like the Wakanda don't have a Galactic Empire, but Hickman is using it.
Using it. Yeah,
Hickman's using it. So they're getting attacked by Wakandan spaceships. And they get bored of shit. Bam, they break in there, and you got the War Dogs on there, and you get not only one Black Panther but 2 Black Panthers. And one of them is T'Challa, and we'll find out who. And the other one is his son, of course. Yeah. So they're basically in there, and they're basically like, okay, what are we doing right here? So they're looking around. They're basically because the aliens have been sent on one of their planets. I think it was called T'Chaka's Reach, wiped out one of their planets because they got a bunch of planets. So they're here, look, and they trace the signature back here. And matter of fact, I'm gonna show you can see the aliens right there. It's hard for us to see it, but the Wakanda can spot them because they're the Wakandans, you know. So they zoom in, they see the Wakandans all right there. And then that's when he says, Azari, do your job. And Azari starts shooting lightning. So take 2 guesses who his mom is.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because when I first saw the lightning, I started laughing. And then I thought, I was like, wait a second, is this Storm his mom or something?
Well, see, this isn't the first time Azari has showed up in media before.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime there's a multiverse story where T'Challa has a son, it's always Azari, and he's always got storm powers. So
okay,
that's just a thing. Yeah. So it's not shocking. Matter of fact, Hickman was going to bring him into the 616.
Okay.
In the X-Men books, and the Krakoa shit, he was going to do that. But then they fired him. So, yeah. No. So you got the aliens coming in, they're jumping at him, and Azari just takes them all out. Boom, they're done. That's it. So, yeah. Moving on past that, he was like, basically like, did I do well, father? Yeah. I don't know. Eli, this is giving me Bronny and Bronny James vibes, but just saying, father, son. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, they're here, and if T'Challa just like bring me who runs this ship, I wouldn't have a conversation with him. So they go there, they grab the guy, and he's got white shit leaking out of his face, even though they beat the fuck out of him. Not blood, his blood is white. So you can kind of take to get if you're up on your alien lore, you should know who this guy is already. So anyway, they're basically finding out what he is. They found all this stuff like that. He's basically saying that the aliens that they used to wipe out the T'Chaka's Reach, they have sent pods to every single like major system in the Marvel universe. So any system that you're thinking about, they sent it there, including Earth. So, and that's when like, oh wait, you took out Earth? And that's when T'Challa takes his mask off and he's old.
Yeah.
Shocked me. So
old man T'Challa.
Yeah. So yeah. And he's just like, he's like, what are you? And he's like basically telling him that, this is just a robot. He took his helmet, and then he realizes it's the android from the Alien franchise. You know?
Yeah. So Weyland Yutani is making synthetics out of Shi'ar,
and he has the Weyland Yutani symbol right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he says you're just a machine, and he's like, if I'm a machine, do I not believe? Did they say this in one of the movies, Eli?
Well, he's a robot. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're machine. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was a quote from him anyway, but he said
android. They call them androids, but synthetic. Like in Aliens, Bishop says I prefer the term artificial human, but this is a Shi'ar. This is a Shi'ar. So Weyland Yutani's reach is off the charts in this story.
Right. And he says, if you prick me, do I not bleed? And that's when T'Challa looks at Azari, and Azari just hands him his blade. He's like, well, let's find out. Bam! Chops his head off. And you're like, okay, take his head, take it with us. We're going to download everything from his head from there. That's where they download the more stuff going on from there. And they realize that And this is what, honestly, like this is what I like about alien stories is that it's never about beating the aliens, the xenomorphs. You
Yeah.
can't do it. It's never about that. All it's about is surviving them. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, I'm digging old man T'Challa, man. We need more of this. You know, Denzel, you know, he ain't doing nothing. All right, so we go to Earth, and the base. Okay, so they broke it down that they sent, like I said, to every planet they sent 4 pods with what, 4 alien queens?
Yeah, alien queens plus hosts and eggs.
Plus
basically start hives. Yeah.
Yeah, starter hives that just basically like jumpstart the thing. And it basically said, like, you know, within a day they're gonna do this, within a week they're gonna do this, within a month they're gonna do this, within a year, global extinction. You know, and they take them out so fast, you know, that's pretty much it, you know. Now, Eli, I do want to say that Hickman may have written a plot hole in this storyline. Okay, and I'm just maybe just me nerding out, geeking out a little bit too much on this. Okay, so we just established in the first panel that the Kree can't. I mean, I'm sorry, that the alien face huggers can't do anything with the Kree. They can't assimilate the Kree. Well, the Inhumans are part Kree. They're Kree experiments. So technically, the aliens, I feel like they shouldn't have an effect on the Inhumans either, because they're all one thing. But they take out the Inhumans like they're nothing also. So I'm not finna throw the book out the window. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. So
well, are you well actuallying?
I think I am. Well, let me stop. Okay. Anyway, like I said,
gotta flex that nerd cock sometimes, man.
I gotta do it. Where else I'm gonna do it? I
can't do it. That's what it's for. We got the table. Might as well throw your dick on the table once in a while. That's what it's for.
Okay, Hickman, let me tell you.
Yeah, fucking here. Like, fuck these Magic the Gathering cards. Look at this dick.
Right. Now, Eli, this panel, I love this whole sequence right here because Hickman is throwing in the Krakoa age. He's throwing back in the Krakoa age. And basically saying that X-Men were like, the aliens were taking over so much, the X-Men like, fuck this.
Yeah,
we're going to Mars.
Yeah.
They got it. They didn't even bother fighting them. Only one person in Krakoa stayed. Apocalypse. And Krakoa, of course.
Yeah, and that's why I said, remember when I was arguing with Gomer about how I said the Krakoan era X-Men were Nazis? They were like, they were mutant supremacists.
Right.
Well, look what they did. They all dipped out on
right. Soon as shit got real, they got the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Except Apocalypse. He was the only real one. And he started fighting. He was like, if I live, I live. If I die, I die. It don't matter. We're going to do this shit to the end. He just started chopping off alien heads like that. We don't know what happened with Apocalypse. I think he won.
I'm sure Magneto was like, fuck these humans. Let's go.
Yeah. I like that. X-Men. That's why the Krakoa age failed, because X-Men was some bitches around there. They were. So anyway, everything failed except for one city. And that city was powered by Weyland-Yutani. And this guy right here, whoever this guy is right here.
He's like an old man Yutani. He's like the original CEO of Yutani.
Or something
Weyland,
like
Peter Weyland. What's his name? Peter or something?
They just said some Weyland guy. I think
he's like the original Weyland who's been like trying to prolong his
Weyland.
Yeah, he was like I mean, that's what they established in Prometheus and in some of the comics, that Weyland has been trying, like the dude was trying to search a way to prolong his life, you know, and that's what he was doing, you know. So as you can see, he's an old man and some sort of weird, you know, contraption that's, you know, machine keeping him alive, I guess.
Yeah. And like I said, the whole city, there's only one city left and it's powered by Weyland-Yutani. So that's the only city that the aliens can't attack. But even then, they're thinking it's only a matter of time before they break through that. So,
yeah.
So get there. Oh, and then you got old man Bruce Banner and old woman, old lady Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man Carol, or old woman Carol.
You're misgendering.
Yeah, sorry. Don't at me. Don't cancel me.
You're right. And basically, they're saying that even though this city is holding for right now, we pretty much only got about a week left before even this city falls, before the aliens also. And Carol's just like, look, this place is not a tomb. Because Carol's just like, if they finally break through everything I'm holding it back, I'm gonna let it loose. I'm letting it all go. I'm going past binary. I'm going past nuclear. I'm nuking this whole
The-
place. So
breaking this fucking world.
yeah, I'm taking everything with me. If
World
they break
Breaker Carol, yeah.
it. Right. Now that gets you canceled, you know. All right. So basically, they hear. So anyway, also Bruce, they pay everybody died. So Reed Richards, either he died or left. They never really say what happened to Reed Richards. But anyway,
I thought he died.
They didn't say. They didn't say. Human Torch died.
I thought he said he was on his dying bed or whatever, and he made Bruce make that promise about
I thought
Val.
he said before he left or something like that. Oh, maybe he did. I don't know. But what we do know, the Human Torch is dead. Invisible Woman is dead. Franklin, I think, is dead also, or he left, or maybe Franklin left. Thing is dead or gone. Anyway, and maybe Reed's gone. Anyway, there's one person left. There's one person in Reed Richards' family that is left, and it's Valeria.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Bruce told Reed on it, I guess on his deathbed.
Franklin and Ben disappeared.
They disappeared, but they didn't say what happened to him. So yeah.
So, oh man, I bet you it's going to be clobbering time.
Yeah, so we'll find out what happened to them. Something's gonna happen with them later on. So anyway, Valeria has left and basically saying, okay, so Valeria's out there. I'm gonna go get her. But before she can get there, boom, Bruce has already hulked out and just super jumped over there to go get her because he made his promise that he was gonna protect her. So she's like, oh shit, hey, and she's like, hey Miles, go get Hulk, give him some backup. And yes, we're talking about Miles Morales. So he's still alive. So cool. All right. So Miles is swinging around. Hulk finally lands there, and he's looking for Valeria. And she get there. She's in some kind of fantastic mobile driving around. She was like, "Can you get these guys off me?" And she's getting chased by aliens. And meanwhile, you got Miles back there, and he rescues Valeria. Look, Hulk, he's like, Hulk, you gonna help me out with like that? And he basically like lifts up a building and like kills the aliens or swat the aliens away or whatever. Basically, Hulk smash. That's it. And he's pissed off at Valeria. She like, look, I came to get what I got, and Miles whipping him up, and she got something, and she was like, look, I got the thing. Let's go back. So they go back, and I had to look at this twice. So if you look at Miles here, his mask has teeth in them. Yeah, if you zoom in on it, so his mask has teeth. So anyway, they get in the Fantastic Mobile, or Hulk just jumps off, or whatever the fuck. They go back to I guess they're in the Whaling building or whatever like that. So they're back there, and what did she get? She got an alien egg. I think maybe a queen egg or some egg or something.
Yeah, she's got an egg. I don't know if it's a queen or not, but she's got an egg.
Yeah, she got an egg, and basically she's gonna do is reverse engineer virus. I think that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna do it because she realized like trying to save the people after they've been face hugged. Yeah, it's too late. Once you've been face hugged, you die. Way.
Yeah, it keeps you alive. Removing it kills you. Yeah, they just so she's trying to figure out a way to like change. Yeah, basically give it a virus that'll kill the alien. She's trying to develop a virus.
Yeah, because they tried to like reverse it at the face hugger, but nah, you're walking dead at that point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna put a virus in the egg to kill all the aliens. I just need y'all to give me more time. That's all. So she's like, okay, cool. So get the hell out of my lab. Let me get to work. So okay, they all leave. Meanwhile, while they're leaving, what were we talking about? Bruce goes talk to that guy.
Yeah,
the whaling guy. Yeah. The whaling guy. And basically Bruce is telling the whaling guy, he was like, look, if something happened, because I said you talked me into letting Valeria leave. And if something happened to her, I would have been very angry at you. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Like he basically telling him, like, look, if something happened, you gonna get smashed, old man. You know. He was like, look, but it worked out, didn't it? She got the thing. So yeah, so they got the thing. And Valeria's trying to figure it out, can't figure it out. She's getting frustrated, shit like that. And Bruce tries to check on her. She's like, he's trying to give us like, you've been in there for long, you haven't been eating, you got to get your strength up so you can feel what's going on. And before he can do it, Valeria sends a message to him saying, if you're getting this message, it's too late. Because when I was trying to get the egg, I got attacked by something. Now, she don't just straight out say it, but I think we can all assume she got face hugger.
She blacked out, and then she woke up, and she can feel it. So basically, the face hugger got her.
The face hugger got her.
And laid an egg inside her.
Yeah, so that's why she's saying she need more time. Because basically, she was trying to complete the virus before it completely takes her over. But she like, I can already feel it. It's too late. It's done. I didn't get a chance to do it. So, and she's like, it's too late. Don't come in here because I don't want you to see what happened to me. It's already too late because she don't want to see Bruce and see what it is. Man, if she calls him Uncle Bruce, it's a sad scene.
It is, yeah. That she's probably dead. The face hugger came out of her, and or chest burster. And
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, he goes in there and there's a full-grown alien in there.
And you can see Bruce's hands, like you see his hand normal right here. And she's like, don't come in here. Whatever you do, don't come in. And you see his hands like, nah, fuck that. You don't tell the Hulk what to do. Soon as he said that, he breaks through it. He's like, yeah. And it's an alien. He gets attacked by it. This is a fucker. Eli, this is what it's all about. This thing right here is what it's all about. Give us what we want. And he's getting attacked by the alien. The alien is like, because he's attacking the alien. So the alien, like the acid shit is hitting Hulk and shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Hulk has a healing factor. So even if he does,
he's fine.
He's fine. He'll heal up. So yeah. Rips the alien's heads off, shit like that. And I guess there's another alien in there, or the alien got away, some shit like that. But point is, and he sees Valeria, he's like, oh shit. So that was sad. I'm glad they didn't show Valeria. I didn't want to see
what happened.
Yeah.
You don't want to see Val, a chest burster coming out of Val?
Yeah, man. I didn't need all that, man. That is enough. That's enough. So yeah. All right. So Miles is like, oh shit, we need to see what's going on. So they're in there with the alien, but they don't know where the alien is, or at least a face hugger. They know a face hugger is in there, and they're like, where is it? So they're looking for it. They can't find it. They can't hear it. And boom, Miles get hit with it. So they killed Miles, you bastards. You know. And they're like, and the old dude. Yeah, the old dude's just like, look, we've already been through this a million times, man. You can get the face
you can't save Miles. Yeah,
you can't. You can get the face hugger off of it. It's too late already. There's only one thing we can do: burn them. Like just burn the whole body. Just be done with it. Like
that's all you can do.
Yeah, but then,
yeah. There's more.
But wait, there's more. The face hugger gets away from Miles. It escapes Miles.
Yeah,
and Miles' suit completely turns white, and it escapes him. Why? Because just like I said earlier, how Miles' suit has teeth.
Had teeth.
He was wearing a Venom symbiote the whole time.
Yep.
So the face hugger face hugged the symbiote.
Yeah.
So it's a symbiote versus a symbiote.
Yeah, bonded. It bonded. Yeah, parasite on parasite. It bonded with the face hugger.
Yeah, that's I guess some shit. So yeah. So now, I guess Venom has taken over the symbiote. Venom has taken over the face hugger.
And then bonds back with Miles. With Miles. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. And Miles like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so Miles is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
to
fine.
be continued.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here. So yeah, so Miles has a face hugger alien xenomorph symbiote on his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's Venom and Xenomorph
combined,
and Spider,
and Miles,
and
Spider-Man, and Miles. You know, Miles got them crazy ass electric powers and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, mind blown. Like I said, like this had no business being this good.
Right, because this could have been an easy check. Somebody else would have just cast a check. Okay, just Alien Avengers like shit. Because honestly, that's what the Black Panther versus Predator book felt like last week. Like
just dumb, stupid fun. We've seen crossovers before. Yeah, right. Predator and Black Panther, Predator and Wolverine. We've seen the Batman and Ninja Turtles, the Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles, Godzilla and the Power Rangers, or Godzilla and the Justice League. You know, just dumb, stupid fun. You don't give a shit. I was like, that's what I was expecting. Get a bunch of superheroes with a healing factor to go chop up some aliens. They'll be fine. Wolverine's going to be fine. The Hulk's going to be fine. X-23. That's all we needed. We would have been good, but not with Hickman. Holy fuck.
You know what's crazy about this shit, Eli? This feels like a continuation of like the whole Hickman thing he's been doing.
Yeah.
It feels like you could throw this shit in every Hickman story he's ever written with Marvel and it would fit right in.
And I'm like, what the so you're talking about the Gladiator getting a xenomorph. Yeah. When I heard the Skrull, I'm like, okay, dude,
both of those scenarios are fucked.
I'm like, dude, Hickman, what the fuck you doing? You're gonna give us all fucking nightmares. Like,
yeah, but you're talking about a race of alien Supermen. That's kind of fucked up too. So
yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is he gonna do? Because after this, with the Venom and like Venom symbiote, fucking xenomorph Miles, like, what is he gonna have? Fucking Galactus xenomorph and shit?
Right? Like, what the fuck?
This is fucking Hickman. You know how he does it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, this it's crazy. What is Hickman doing? He's a man.
Yeah, I was like, my mind was blown. Like this is the one of the coolest alien stories I've ever.
Right, one of the coolest Avengers stories I've ever read. So,
Yeah.
all right, this is the first issue. So
Yeah, this is such a breath of fresh air after Romulus. Like,
yeah, I feel like that. Like I said, this is the easiest 5 out of 5 I can give anything.
yes, book of the week, book of the month. Fuck, I don't.
Book of the year.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, like you just needed a simple, dumb, stupid crossover, but no, Hickman went mad deep.
Hickman with Hickman. Yeah.
Yeah, Hickman.
Right. All right. So
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna throw it back on you, Eli. What you got next?
Well, the only other book I read was Grommets number 4.
Wait. Before you go, you want me to go next?
It's up to you.
We kind of tag team the last one, so I guess we could flip the coin on the next one.
It's up to you. Let me
throw this down before you go, Grommet, because I know you're gonna go in deep. Let's knock out X-Men.
Okay.
I
thought you dropped. Is this that one where they're in Alaska or whatever?
Yeah, but there's nothing that came out other than this. It was like, it's either this or this.
Okay, because
I'm gonna do one more book after this. It's a shitty
I thought
book,
you said you were done with this.
I thought I was. They kept pulling me back in.
All right.
All right. So yeah. I'm gonna do X-Men number 3. I skipped the last issue. It was like an alien invasion, some shit. Who cares? They're back in Alaska, and basically it's Cyclops versus cops or some shit. That's what the book is about. So anyway, boom. Let's get to it. All right. So book starts off with okay, the Alaska thing, and they're being invaded by some soldiers, and they've been brought there by the Vanisher. If you don't know what the Vanisher is, he was Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2. So there you go. All right. He's an X-Men too, but anyway, and they say, all right, let's go get these muties. And Vanisher is a mutant also. He's like, hey, y'all come with the racist shit. You know, like, hey, look, you want to be free from this shit at night. He's like, okay, y'all go do this. So
hello? Leroy, are you there? Leroy, you cut out. Okay. Is Leroy not there? Let me see. Go to the chat if anybody's commenting. Let's see. Well, if Leroy got cut out, he's the one who's controlling the screen. I have no control over the screen, so he's should I do my Grommets review now since Leroy ain't here? I guess I could do okay, his computer blacked out. So keep talking. Okay, well I'll just keep talking. I'm just gonna do my Grommets review. This comic, I'll do Grommets number 4. So this is on Image. This is Rick Remender and Brian Posehn writing this slice of life story about skater kids in the 80s. This is issue number 4. But basically, this kid, he moves to Sacramento? He moves to a new town. He's the new kid. He's into skateboarding. He's into punk rock. He's into thrash metal. And he's kind of a reject in town. He has a hard time making friends, but he does end up befriending a few other skater kids. And that's what this story is. It's just these kids, coming of age, slice of life, hanging out, skating, getting into trouble, skipping school, chasing girls, blah, 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 blah. And so in this issue, they're throwing a party. He has a crush. They both have crush on these chicks, these girls, and they're throwing a party. The one guy's parents are going to be out of town, and they're throwing a party. But before the party happens, the one kid finds out that his dad, that they're moving again, that they're moving to, I think, Arizona, I think Phoenix. So, and the kid gets mad. He's like, we're always moving every couple of years. I have a hard time making friends. I just found, some friends here. I don't want to move, blah, blah, blah. And it ends up becoming he ends up getting into a big argument with his dad and his mom, and he kind of storms out, goes and visits his friend. They have a kind of argument. He's still mad. They kind of argue like, dude, you don't even care. I'm moving, blah, 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 blah. So, and then the party happens, all the skater kids come in, they're hanging out, and all they're doing is watching movies. They're watching Escape from New York. They're smoking pot. They're kind of having fun, and just, one of the guys is trying to hit on the chick, and the other girl likes the one kid, but he's like in a mood. He's like, I don't care anymore. I'm moving. Why should I get close to these people? So he ends up storming out. The girl follows him, and he's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm I'm moving. I don't care. Nobody cares. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, no, I care. I'm your friend. And so they start getting close. And it looks like they're right about to hook up. But then a bunch of jocks show up in their pickup. And they're like, hey, we heard your parents are out of town. And they got a keg and shit. And they come in and they basically ruin the party. They come in and the jocks ruin the punks' party. And it says to be continued. So, yeah, and like I said, this is a lot of fun. I've been really into this book lately. Yeah, it's just a slice of life, skater culture in the 80s. They're into punk rock, they're into thrash metal. That's what I was into. So I've been really digging this book lately. So yeah, this was a good issue. Another good issue. 4 out of 5. You back, Leroy?
I'm back.
All right.
My camera's completely gone. I'm not going to fool around with it. I don't even know who that guy is.
Is that Kanye?
Is it?
It looks like Kanye.
Why did I do that? Don't ask me why I did that. I'm pretty sure I did that for a reason.
Is he wearing that Burzum hat or something? Is that the black metal hat?
I think so. I don't know why I did that. I promise you I don't. Anyway.
All right. Well, I did my Grommets review, so I'm all booked out. It's all on you.
Okay. I'm not doing X-Men. That book was kind of sucked anyway. So yeah. All right. I'm thankful my computer overheating for saving me from that shit. So yeah. But I got one more book I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one more book. Okay. The book I'm going to do is no, not that one. The book I'm going to do is Power Girl number 13. It was a light week, Eli, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it and just talk about it so we can go from there. For those that keep it up with Power Girl, I haven't either. So yeah, we're just gonna jump into it, see what's going on. And, the reason I picked up the book because she's in Asgard, and she's on a date.
All right,
Asgard.
Power Girl.
Yeah. DC. Yeah.
Okay. Now I read one of those Brainiac tie-ins with Power Girl, House of Brainiac.
Oh, with Crush and with House of Brainiac and shit
yeah,
like that. Right. So that's done. This is new. This is a new thing.
Notice how Power Girl becomes let's check it out on a light week.
Yeah, good. Like let's just check out Power Girl. Why not? I wonder why.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about Power Girl. Let's see. So, like I said, she's in Valhalla having a date or Asgard. So, yeah. Anyway, she's on a date with this guy named what was this guy's name? Sid. You can't read that, can you? I can't see that. I forgot this guy's name. And I can't remember his name anyway. Some dude. Axel. That's his name. Axel. So he's taking it to Valhalla. That's what we're taking it to because he was on Earth. And took it here. He wanted to impress her. So that's why he took like the long way around and did that. And while she's there, there's this squirrel that's on there. And it's Ratatosk is the squirrel's name. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this book is because Supergirl isn't the first person to go to this place. Wonder Woman went to this place also. And she had like a long adventure here, stuff like that. And I'll get into a little bit also. And she met that squirrel also. That squirrel basically lives in Yggdrasil. So, yeah. And he sees Power Girl and he likes her blonde hair. He just
that makes sense.
Yeah, and just like lays in the blonde hair, your tresses like that. So yeah. Oh, and she's like, oh, and your cousin Siegfried wants to see you. And she's like, okay. So he goes down there and he meets Siegfried, and that is boom, Siegfried. Now, Siegfried, there's the reason I got the book, Eli. This is actually the reason I got the book. Because of Siegfried. Now, for those who don't know who Siegfried, he was in the Wonder Woman comics also. He was either Wonder Woman's ex-boyfriend, Steve Trevor's ex-boyfriend, or both of their ex-boyfriends. Wonder Woman comics get weird. So, yeah, there you go. All right, so that's Siegfried there. We call him Siggy. His name is Siggy. So, yeah. And he sees Power Girl. He's like, oh, shit. Okay, who is this? And the first thing he does, put the moves on, stuff like that. Like I said, he got Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor. So, yeah, it was Power Girl. He can get her. And basically says, why don't you show you the battle? So, basically what they're doing in Valhalla is that this is the battle of valor. So they fight every day. They kill whoever, or sometimes they get killed. And the next day doesn't matter because the Valkyries restore them to the place also. They start to fight all over again. So no matter what happens, you can't really get killed or die because of Valhalla. So yeah. And Power Girl is like, I'm Kryptonian. I can fight all these guys by myself. She's like, well, show me. And then she just beat the shit out of these guys. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. So yeah. And basically they're both looking at like, oh shit. And he was like, man, quit flirting with my he's telling his cousin, quit flirting with Power Girl. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, so they go dine at the grand festival feast or shit like that, and she's looking around and she sees that there are animals in Valhalla also. So how do animals get here? And because the animals also died in battle. Like you got this chicken that protected his roost from a raccoon. You got this dog that defended his family from a bear, you know, and you got this raccoon. I'm sorry, you got this rat that was trained to sniff out bombs in the subway, and it fell on one of the bombs and saved the city. You know, and it gets her all emotional like that. And that's when Siegfried's like, hey, did you find those boots you went to look for? You're like, I found the boots. Like, why don't you take Power Girl outside and go test them? So they test out the boots. And these boots, apparently, he found that give you super speed. She's like, oh, really? Well, why don't you race me? She's like, why? Because I have super speed. So if you can beat me in a race, that means those boots were worth it. She's like, okay. So they get ready to race 2, 3 on your mark and set. Boom, they race, having fun. They race, and he ended up catching up with her eventually, you know, and he claims his prize. You know, he pretends like, I really want to kiss you. She's like, you want to kiss me? You got this little meet cute moment right here, you know. I thought it was cute, you know. Whatever. All right. So basically, now she no longer introduces herself as his date. She introduces herself as the boyfriend, and basically says what he does. So what he does is that he has all these trinkets and things he stores in this place right here. And she's like, oh, you kind of like Indiana Jones. They're like, yeah, kind of, you know. So he goes around there, and he got these 2 messengers called Hugin and Noonan, which we all know those are the ravens that Odin, you know, has, so like that. And basically shows all other stuff he's got. And we see also the Mirror of Mimir, you know, that headless thing. If anybody played the new God of War games, that's the thing that knows everything. And she's like, you can make it, yeah, you can see anything.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. And she says, well, let me see my best friend, Omen, what she's up to. And they take her to just show a dream what she's doing. And she's like freaking out right now. And yeah, like she's about to do some weird shit. So yeah, to be continued. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, Siegfried was in it. I don't talk about Siegfried. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm letting the dog out.
Oh, it's cool.
Talking to the dog.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that. That was all. So that was the Power Girl book. Like I said, the Power Girl book is exactly what you expect the Power Girl book to be. So yeah,
full of romance and
romance and pretty much every Power Girl book. If you read a bunch of them, every supervillain just wants to bang her anyway. That's why she fights her. So yeah. So that's pretty much a Power Girl book. So yeah. Anything else you got or
no? I'm like I said, I'm booked out. I only read 2 books this week. I've been waiting. I thought that Destro was supposed to drop like last week, but it didn't. And then thought it was going to come out this week, and it still hasn't dropped. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure something out. So yeah.
But,
yeah. Like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Sorry, my camera went out. Did it come back on? It
yeah, man. We were so looking forward to that X-Men book.
Yeah, you really weren't. But yeah. Next week, I don't know what's coming up next week. We'll figure out. We'll find something to do. Something will crazy will happen. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.